Do you know that it doesn't make any difference who you are? That you can come to Jesus and be saved?
Amen.
Doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord.
Rahab the Harlot. See, Jesus can change lives. You know that there was many women that followed Jesus that had devils in them. But Jesus cast the devils out.
Yeah.
And they were able to serve Jesus. Well, today we're going to read a little bit about Rahab the Harlot. Starting with Joshua chapter 2, verse 1, it says, And Joshua the son of Nun sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, Go view the land, even Jericho. And they went, and they came into a harlot's house, named Rahab, and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, Behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, Bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country. And the woman took the 2 men and hid them, and said thus, There came men unto me, but I wist not whence they were. And it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither the men went, I wot not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them. But she had brought them up to the roof of the house, and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords. And as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof. And she said unto the men, I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you, when you came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the 2 kings of the Amorites that were on the other side of Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For the Lord your God, He is God, in heaven above and in the earth beneath. See, that acknowledgement is what it takes to be saved. Acknowledgement that Jesus is the answer. To believe in Jesus, to put your trust in Him, makes all the difference in the world. Now therefore I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord, since I have showed you kindness, that ye will also show kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token. And that ye will save alive my father, and my mother, and my brethren, and my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. And the men answered her, Our life for yours. If ye utter not this our business, and it shall be when the Lord hath given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee. Then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. And she said unto them, Get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there for 3 days, until the pursuers be returned, and afterwards may ye go your way. Isn't that great that She sounds like a very knowledgeable woman. Here we have one that knows exactly how the warriors of that town would act and what they need to do. She's telling the spies for Israel exactly what they need to do to escape. Boy, you think they were talking to a captain or a general or someone that knew everything like that. But God will always send people that will help. And don't be shocked who it may be. And she said unto them, Get ye to the mountain, let the pursuers meet you. Hide yourselves there 3 days until the pursuers be returned, and afterwards you may go your way. And the men said unto her, We will be blameless of this thine oath, which thou hast made us swear. Behold, when we come into the land, thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window, which thou didst let us down by. And thou shalt bring thy father and thy mother and thy brethren and all thy father's household home unto thee. And it shall be that whosoever shall go out the doors of thy house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head, and we will be guiltless. And whosoever shall be with thee in the house, his blood shall be on our head, if any hand be upon him. And if thou utter this our business, then we will be quit of thine oath, which thou hast made us to swear. And she said, Accordingly unto your words, so be it. And she sent them away. And they departed, and she bound the scarlet line in the window. And they went and came unto the mountain, and abode there 3 days until the pursuers were returned. And the pursuers sought them throughout all the way, but found them not. So the two men returned and descended from the mountain and passed over, and came to Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all things that befell them. And they said unto Joshua, Truly the Lord hath delivered into our hands all the land, for even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priest blew the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for the Lord hath given you the city. And the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein, to the Lord. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. But Joshua had said unto the two men that had spied out the country, Go into the harlot's house and bring out a fenced woman, and all that she has that she sware unto her. And the young men that were spies went in and brought out Rahab, and her father, and her mother, and her brethren, and all that she had, and they brought out all her kindred, and left them without the camp of Israel. Wow. Because Rahab believed, in her belief she was able to save her father, her mother, all of her kindred. Save them all. And that's what happens when people get saved and they're forgiven much. Boy, they can't wait to tell other people what has happened to them. And that the God, they believe in a God, that's the God of heaven, God of earth. And they know that this God is a God for sure. It's a true God. And that's how you get saved. So the Israelites, they burnt the city with fire and all that was therein. Only the silver and the gold and the vessels of brass and of iron they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord. And Joshua saved Rahab the harlot alive, her father's household and all that she had, and she dwelleth in Israel, even unto this day, because she hid the messengers which Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. So I wonder if God honored Rahab another way. Here we know that she was honored because she believed in the God of Israel. And she knew that all the other gods she had wasn't a God of heaven or of earth. She believed in theirs. Let's find out. Let's read a genealogy of Jesus. The book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas and his brethren. And Judas begat Phares and Zerah of Thamar, and Phares begat Ithram, and Ithram begat Aaron. And Aaron begat Amminadab, and Amminadab begat Nason, and Nason begat Salmon. And Salmon begat Boaz of Rahab, and Boaz begat Obed of Ruth. And Obed begat Jesse. So you see this here? It's just a little different. This is Rahab the Harlot. You remember another woman who was not of the Israelites that was taken in by Boaz? Ruth.
Yeah.
They call him Boaz or Boaz, right? So let's see. It says, Salmon begat Boaz of, this is also Rahab.
Yeah.
And Boaz begat Obed of Ruth. What better way? A lot of times the Israelites wouldn't accept people from another country. But we know that Rahab broke the ice. And breaking of the ice had Boaz or Boaz in a position to accept Ruth. Isn't that amazing? How God works things out. So that's the lineage of Jesus. Rahab, the harlot, became the lineage of Jesus, as well as Ruth. All the way down. When Jesus died on that cross, he didn't die just for the Israelites. He had a bloodline of Rahab, the harlot, Ruth of the Moabites, that the Jews weren't supposed to even connect with. And that's part of like the Gentiles. And that's why in the Old Testament it said when Jesus was dying on the cross, shedding his blood for everyone, that he would also be doing it not just for Israel, but for the whole world, for the Gentiles also. So his bloodline, shedding it, covered the sins. And he had that bloodline that had other nations in his blood that would cover for the whole world. Isn't that a wonderful thing? You never know who you talk to who is ready to accept Jesus Christ. They didn't know that Rahab the harlot was ready to accept God of their gods of Israel, but she was ready. And you'll never know, sometimes someone's sitting next to you, or someone that you just meet somewhere, that they're ready. All you have to do is tell them that they can be saved. And that Jesus will make the covenant with them. He will honor them accepting him. What a wonderful Savior we have. Don't you love that story?
Amen.
I would have told the story of Ruth, but it would have taken a little bit too long. But the story of Rahab, we need to make sure that we never look down on anyone when we talk about Jesus, and never refuse help just because they don't look like you.